Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa. I'm the owner and artist here at the Top Drawer RVA located in Richmond, Virginia. I'm also a Dixie Belle brand ambassador. Today we're going to be making over this cute little thrift store find. This little thrift store cutie is in amazing condition. There's a couple small marks on the top, but I have a big plan for this tiny piece. And my plan involves this. This is my brand new Cricut. I'm super pumped to get this out and design something fabulous. So in my head, I was totally thinking bees and honeycomb. I decided to look through the Cricut canvas and find some really cute images. I found bees and honeycombs and then downloaded them to my program and ended up cutting them out on my Cricut. I used the removable Cricut vinyl so that I could put it on top of a painted surface and peel it off and not worry about it peeling my paint off. So after my images had been cut out with my smart vinyl, I cut out the sizes that I wanted to use and got ready for paint. As always, with every single one of my pieces, I always clean with White Lightning or Pristine Clean. This is a product that you put into water and you can use it to clean your furniture. This piece had some gouges on the top and a little bit of a shine, so I came in with my sander to make sure that I sanded it and gave it a slight sand scuff for adhesion purposes. I do this with all of my products. After all that prep was done, it's time for the fun part. Let's get painting. So the plan for the piece is to use the Cricut images as kind of like a shadow on top of a color. So I came in with my Caviar and applied Caviar to the areas where I knew I was going to put my bees and honeycomb. It wasn't necessary to do the entire piece in the Caviar because this is not going to be the final color. This is just going to be what the bees are sitting on top of. So when I do paint my final color, black is what shows through. So this part I actually found super therapeutic. There's something really, I don't know, kind of like a meditation of getting in there and weeding out all the little bee parts. I prepped all of my removable vinyl to get ready to put it onto the piece. I did use transfer tape for the small bees so that I wouldn't lose their exact image. So this was totally a learning experience for me because this was the first time that I used my Cricut for anything. And of course, I need to jump in with both feet and do a giant project, right? Without practicing first. But this was super easy to do. The transfer tape really helped me get that image and then put it exactly where I wanted to on the piece. So the bees were the perfect size, and you can actually measure the size that you want to cut out on your canvas in the Cricut. So I cut them out to be the exact size to fit where the knobs are going to live on the piece, kind of like a really cute little backing. So I put one single bee on each drawer as a backing for the drawer knob. Handy dandy tip of the day. I did learn something while doing this project. You can reuse that transfer tape. So I actually only cut out one piece of tape for one bee and then used the same tape to go on top of all of the other bees. So I used it, 3 times, and it still worked great. And I thought I should let you know that I did let that Caviar dry for at least 24 hours before I went and stuck this removable vinyl onto the piece. Again, this was a total experiment. I'd never done it before. I didn't read any rules or tutorials or learn anything on YouTube. I just kind of jumped in and did it. And to be honest with you, it was super successful. When I actually ended up peeling off the vinyl, no paint was removed. The honeycomb went on the sides of the piece, both sides, but one at the top on one and one at the bottom on the other. And I added a single bee as well to the top of the table. So now I'm ready for paint. What's the color choice for this going to be? Well, it was a toss-up between Colonel Mustard and Mojave, but I had to go with Mojave. Mojave is a wonderful silk paint. It has a all-in-one built-in primer and top coat, and I absolutely love it. I know that this color choice isn't for everybody. It's a bit of a bold color, but here's the deal. It's going to be a bold table. It has bees on it. The person that buys this is probably going to want it to stand out that little bit more. So I used a smooth synthetic brush, and it's dry because you don't want to be adding water to your silk all-in-one mineral paint. It would dilute the properties of the actual paint, and then you might lose the ability for it to block tannins or bleed through, and it's also going to thin your top coat. So no water is needed when you're using silk all-in-one. After applying your first coat of silk all-in-one mineral paint, you're going to want to wait 2 hours before you come in and do your second coat. Because this paint dries in a different manner than chalk mineral paint, you need to have that cure time in between your coats of paint. I love using silk all-in-one mineral paint. To me, the shine that you get when you're finished with your project and the fact that you don't have to top coat if you don't want to, it's a win-win for me. It's a time saver, it's a money saver, and I love the look of this paint. I did end up sealing the top piece of this little table. I tend to seal the top pieces of my tables, dressers, whatever I'm working on, just as like an extra insurance in case somebody's throwing keys or putting a drink of water. It's just my added little protection on the top of every piece. You can use clear coat, gator hide, extra coat, whatever you like. So after my paint had dried, it was time to pick off my little bees and see what would happen. This is actually called weeding in the Cricut community. Again, I'm a newbie. I'm just learning all the little tools and tricks of the trade as I go along. But I got out my little tool from Cricut and then weeded out the bees from the actual paint that I applied. I was trying to be super gentle when I did this because that little tool that looks like it belongs at the dentist office is extremely pokey and sharp. I didn't want to scratch my paint underneath my Mojave, so I came in very gently from the edge and just peeled it up. I'm not sure if this is the way that you're supposed to do it, but it's the way that I ended up doing it. I came in after all of my little vinyl was removed and applied a satin top coat just to the top part of the end table, again, for added protection. Then I came in, put the little drawer pulls back in, and we were good to go. I added a little bit of Best Dang Wax in black to the corners and the edges just to provide a little bit more depth. But while I'm doing this, take a minute to look at that beautiful shine of that silk paint. See, I told you, it's absolutely glowing. I am 100% completely satisfied with how well this tiny table turned out, from trash to treasure with a little Cricut and a little Dixie Belle. And I have to add in a little something about this table. I did publish a video of me doing this table and the Cricut and the little bees up on my TikTok, and believe it or not, that video has gone viral and now has over 1 million views in a couple of days. People think that this color kind of looks like peanut butter. Personally, I love it. Let me know in the comments below what you think.